passed the school certificate, came out of there with that, joined a firm of quantity surveyors in Guildford, went there until they had to close the Guildford depot, which I thought, oh, well, that's going to be it, you know. And they said they would take me up to London. They gave me the extra for the fares and everything, and I went to work in London in Tavistock Square, which is where they just had a few bombs. And then you got your calling up papers, as you do, or you did. Went through the medicals. They said, what did I want to do? And I said, I wanted to go into the Royal Army Ordnance Corps. And they said, why? I said, because my father was in the Ordnance Corps. And they said, yeah, you know, the usual thing, you've got about as much chance as that as a snowball. And then got called up, went into Guildford Depot on the 4th of September 1952, night never to be forgotten. It was a bit of an eye-opener there. Our platoon sergeant was Sergeant Yon Wynne, who was a very, very smart man. You've got to give him his due. He was a very, very smart man. And he knew what he was doing. He was a good training sergeant, no doubt about it. And we thought we were the best platoon, because we were Tangier platoon, of course. Something else you never forget. Went through that, and then the first payday, which was quite horrendous, the first thing they did was take half your money off you, because you got 28 shillings a week. They took 7 bob off you for something, and about another 3 bob off for something else, which they probably called barrack room damages, which we'd only been there about 4 days, so we hadn't done that much damage. And then you had this money in your hand, and they said, the first thing you do is you go over to the naffy. We thought, wonderful. Over to the naffy, you buy, I think it was 2 dusters, blanco, boot polish, and coat hangers. And by the time you'd done that, the rest was yours, which wasn't a lot. It left you with about 7 bob, I think. And that had to keep you going in. We all smoked in those days. Everybody smoked, didn't they? And then we found that we were catching fags, and I couldn't carry on like that. That was a waste of time. So I signed on. Told, come home. You've got a 36-hour pass to come home and tell your parents that you were going to sign on. And they more or less dared you to go back and say you weren't. You know, there was no way you were going to go back there and say, I've changed my mind. That was not on.